Spring is finally here. Well, it's been here technically by the calendar, but now the weather is finally here. It's supposed to be warm for the next couple weeks. We just had a snowstorm a couple days ago, but it's warm today, warm for the next couple weeks. So we're gonna go ahead and make some of our springtime changes here. Because if you live in a climate where you have variable weather in different seasons, like we do up here in upstate New York, then depending on the season and the time of year, you're gonna have to change up how you do chicken keeping a little bit. So let's get into it. The first thing we need to do with this warm weather, you'll see we have these tarps up, and this closes in the chicken run to block any wind, to help them in the colder months, so that snow doesn't get in here. We make it pretty simple. We just use these bungees to attach it, so it makes it easy to put on and take off. But the first thing we need to do is get this down, and in order to do that, we're gonna let the chickens out so that they're not as freaked out being in there while I'm trying to do the work. So let's let those chickens out. There's our bantams. They're in this first little alleyway. And then here are our standard girls. It's funny when I let them out, all the standard girls, they go actually outside, and then the bantam girls, they just go into the big girl run where they've been looking all day wanting to check it out. So they just kind of swap sections. So as I mentioned before, super easy to take these off. All you gotta do is pop these bungees, and it's nice too because the bungees let the tarp breathe so it doesn't get ripped when the wind's blowing or harsh weather. All you gotta do is pop them off. We got them all the way up to the top, all the way down low, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go along and take those off. All right, so in about 30 seconds we got everything taken down from the top. You can see everything, the whole run looks a lot bigger and more open now that we have that tarp down. And now here on the bottom, when we're putting these up, since the tarp's a little longer then the run is tall, we just fold it underneath and attach it down with the fold in, which of course catches some water and stuff. But so now we just gotta go around the bottom, take those off, and then we'll have that done. But in less than 2 minutes you can get this thing completely off. Of course it takes a little longer putting it on, but super simple, super easy. We like this tarp method with the bungees for the reason that it is so simple, so easy, and that it can be taken off and put back on throughout the year, and reused every year. Some other options are like plastic sheeting and things like that, where you staple it on or stuff like that, but it's a lot of times it's harder to take off, put back on whenever you need it. But this bungee tarp situation, super easy, and the clear tarps are really nice because it lets in sunlight all throughout the winter as well, kind of like a greenhouse effect. But now that weather's warmer, don't need it. Something I will say though is we have two tarps, one going on one side and one on the other. So what we'll do now is just take the one off, let them acclimate, and because it's not super warm yet, but let them acclimate, get used to just one tarp, and then in a few weeks we'll take off the second one as well, and then it'll be completely open again for the really warm weather so they don't overheat in there. But let's finish getting this off, and that'll finish the first thing that we need to do. Now before I store this tarp away for the summer and early fall, I want to get some of this dirt and debris off of it, since it was up against the chicken coops. The chickens, of course, scratch, hit a bunch of dirt on it. You can see how dirty it is. So I'm just going to take some time, hung it up. I'm just going to spray it down real quick and then let it hang up for a couple days and let the weather, sun get to it and rain get to it a little bit, and clear it off before I fold it up and put it away. The second thing we need to do now that it's warmer outside, I've got the spring weather, is clean out this coop. We use the deep litter method throughout the whole year, but especially over the winter time, which is really nice because you get to just add more bedding to it and not have to clean it out every week, every couple weeks, and it just kind of mixes together, creates a compost structure. But as you can see, it's spilling out because it's so full and pretty used up. So we definitely need to clean this out and put some fresh new bedding in here for the girls. The nice thing is we use the deep litter method in here and also out here in the run. So all we need to do is pull this out, put it in the run. It'll give it a nice amount. It'll give it more air to be able to break down, more surface area to break down. The girls will scratch through it, and it'll continue the decomposition process into nice soil, just like all this already has, but then nice, clean, non-smelly coop as well. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you guys the end result, cleaned out, and then put new bedding in. See you in a couple minutes. Took a little longer than anticipated because I totally forgot how much bedding goes in here. So these back walls, those railings are a foot tall, and it was well over that. The coop's 6 by 4, so it's probably 30 cubic feet at least of material in here. But we got it all out. You can see it's all scattered around. We haven't cleaned it out in a year, and you can see, so we used hemp at first, so the hemp was down in the bottom and it's pretty dry. The straw up top was some of it was pretty wet, but it's pretty impressive overall. I mean, a whole year of not cleaning it out. I mean, it was so deep that I forgot that we had stairs here. Not really, but you couldn't see them. So here's what it looks like. It's not completely spotless, but it's a chicken coop, so it's clean enough for cleaning it out. And we're gonna put some more deep bedding in here. This is what we're gonna use. This is a farm straw by Healthy Straw, and we really like it. You get a lot of bang for your buck. You can see how tightly it's packed in here. It's hard to even pull it out. It's so tightly packed in there, and I think this whole bale was maybe like 15-20 bucks. So it gets you a lot. It says on the bag that it's 3 cubic feet in that bag, that it expands to 10 to 12, and it definitely does. We can attest to that. We've been using it in the small coop over here and topping off this coop. So we're just going to start it from here and do the deep litter in here, fill that back up, and girls will be good to go. Be a whole nother year before we do a deep clean, but just keep topping it up. Do the deep litter method. You can see these girls are already, it's the bedding that was just in there. They're scratching through it, picking out what they can, and they'll continue to break down out here and be nice for them. All right, so nice and easy. Dump the bale out here. You don't have to make it all nice and even. If you have chickens, they'll straighten it out for you. They'll scratch throughout here and spread it out everywhere, but got this in here, good to go here. So those are 2 things, the tarp and the bedding, that we need to get done for the warm weather. We've got some other odds and ends probably here in the next couple weeks, but thanks for sticking with us, watching it, and give you a little sneak peek of some beautiful eggs that we got today. Some more in here. But spring's definitely in the air. They're laying more, exploring more, nice sunshine. And thanks for sticking with us as we got the tarp done, the coop done. And until next time, stay perfect.